When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's group therapy on 99.7 DJX.
All right, we got this message. Hey, Ben and Kelly, I'm facing a really uncomfortable dilemma. I really hope you can help me out. Mm-hmm. My story is probably something you've never heard before, but hear me out. I'm what a lot of people would call short. I'm a guy, 5'6", and in our society, short men like me have it tough. We're ridiculed and laughed at, rejected regularly, and then told to buck up and stop letting it bother us. I'm tired of it. I'm 30, and I've put up with being put down since I was 15, and all the guys at school grew taller than me.
No.
I don't get second dates because of my height. All women want someone tall. People tell me you'll find a woman who doesn't mind you're not tall, but that's not true. Women openly laugh at, a joke about meeting a guy who was great until he stood up. Or he's cute, too bad he's so short. It's 2022, but short men are still fair game for ridicule. We've learned to accept bigger people, bald people, hairy people, people with blue hair, but short people are still left out, and it sucks. I can't count how many times at work when I've tried to present my point of view in something, and someone will say, oh, here he goes with the short man complex, or back down, shorty.
Jeez.
Being short is truly a physical setback you can't do anything about. Until now. I've been considering a surgery that would make me 3 inches taller. Basically, it's like braces on your teeth. My leg bones would be lengthened a little at a time by breaking my bones and placing rods in the break.
Ouch.
Now, the idea of being tall enough is obviously huge to me. The recovery period is up to a year, but after that, living life without being rejected or made a joke of is about the best thing I can think of. Does anyone know if it's worth it and if it works? Do any doctors truly recommend it?
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're right. We haven't dealt with anything like this. I guess this is where I would ask anybody who is maybe in the plastic surgery or medical field who has done this kind of type of procedure, like is it successful? Like, what is the process? Maybe we can help with at least you knowing a little bit more what the process is. It sounds like you kind of know, but
yes, and it sounds like he's prepared, to kind of go through that kind of pain. But man, a lot of people saying, like Jen said, you need therapy, not surgery. This is obviously a very big issue for you, and hating your body so much that you want to have a very painful surgery that nearly the entire medical community discourages or outright refuses to perform is not healthy. Also, to your point, my boyfriend is 5'5". I'm 5'6", and his height has never been an issue for us in the least. So your no one will ever love a short man argument is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to just say, hey, that's wrong, because that's how he's feeling. Because everyone has their own experience. Yeah, and exactly. And maybe he's in these circles that he is feeling like it is a tidal wave of those sort of things. So anyways, would love to hear your experience with that, and or if you can offer up any advice. That's what this is all about. 502-571-9970. We'll get to Kim here in just a minute, and she actually has a photo of what it looks like to have it done.
Ooh.
So
wow.
We'll dive into that coming up here in just a few minutes on 99 listeners. 5'6". He's constantly feeling the pressure of being short in today's world, considering surgery even to get him an additional 3 inches. Kind of wondering if it's worth it, if anyone's gone through this type of body modification, and did it work?
Yeah, Kimberly actually sent a picture. She had a roommate that got this done, and it looks, it shows like the rods on the side of the leg that, you kind of crank and it separates the bone a little at a time, and it just looks incredibly painful. But she says, what's the difference between this and women getting a boob job? I would say it's probably a little bit more intense when it comes to the procedure itself and recovery time. We're talking like a year to recover.
So, yeah, it looks like you use a key, like a Phillips head screwdriver, to crank the rods apart, separating the bone millimeters at a time for several weeks.
Yeah.
Slowly then lengthening your bone. Man, Okay.
Yeah, Shannon said this was a Grey's Anatomy episode. The guy went to some other country, had the surgery, his legs got super infected, and he ended up losing the added height plus another inch. Wasn't a good thing. So many people, like tall women, are
that's
tall
a sitcom.
Women, I know, Grey's Anatomy. I know.
Setting in a sitcom. Well, this made-up scenario
it's a drama.
In this drama,
it's a medical drama based on real life situations.
Maybe,
but no. A lot of people, like tall women, are chiming in saying they kind of face the same issues with the fact that a lot of men are intimidated to date them because they're so tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it really comes down to so many people suggesting therapy, that you need to really dive into why it bothers you so much, maybe try to figure out how to be more confident. Bonnie says, my oldest son is 5'6", was teased in school for being short until he showed it didn't bother him. When he was called a shrimp, he asked, am I a fried shrimp, boiled shrimp, or a shrimp cocktail? Once they saw he could take a joke, it completely stopped. He never had a problem dating, just dated girls shorter, and now he's been married for 24 years with 2 beautiful daughters. Don't have the surgery. Show people it doesn't bother you. The teasing will stop.
Got another text from a listener who was like, I'm on the other end of this. I'm 6'1", and my husband is almost a foot shorter than me. There is someone for everyone. Don't change who you are. And I think a lot of, and what we've seen a lot of women say is, you know what, get over your insecurity first.
Yes.
Because it sounds like you have an insecurity about your bodies, and who doesn't, really? I mean, everybody has something about them that they're like, man, I wish I could just change this, or I wish I could just, or I wish I had better this, or I was taller or shorter, or, whatever.
All of that. Jenny said, I would be worried about how you would feel physically when you're older. I'm the office manager for a chiropractor going on 13 years now, and the pain I see with people having rods can be really bad. I'm sorry people have made you feel that way. I have some men in my life who are shorter than you, one being my father, and it pains me to think people would actually treat him that way. And if he came to me wanting that surgery, I would try to talk him out of it personally. Yeah,
Jenna is just like broken bones, which this procedure, does,
entails,
leads to arthritis. So it's being 3 inches taller, or is that really worth a constant pain in your leg for the rest of your life when you're older?
It sounds like it would really create more problems down the road than it could possibly solve.
All right. So I think we're all kind of on the same. I don't see anybody that's really provided a great argument for doing it.
Yeah, I feel like there could be more risk than reward in this situation, and that the first step should probably be going to therapy to deal with the insecurities.
Hang on a second. How tall is Tom Cruise?
Oh, he's short.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's really short. And honestly, a lot of people in Hollywood are. Like look at
Arnold
this. Schwarzenegger is the same way.
So like Danny DeVito, he's fantastic on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's 4'10".
Yes. And his wife, Rhea Perlman, is not super tall, but she towers over him.
Yes, exactly. Tom Cruise, 5'7".
Yep.
Al Pacino, 5'7". All right, these guys are taller than you, technically.
By an inch.
by an inch. But these are all like ballers in the Hollywood world. Jonah Hill is only 5'7".
Yeah.
Jack Black, 5'7". So like these guys are they have dealt with obviously being shorter in Hollywood, of all places, where Hollywood is all about your looks.
I mean, look at Kevin Hart. He's practically made a career out of, that's a regular point of his comedy.
Yeah.
And, I do feel like if you, really dive into the reasons behind your insecurities and deal with that and just carry yourself with a little more confidence, I think that can do a world of help. And Kim says, by the way, FYI, Grey's Anatomy is a medical drama, and every medical situation on there is a possibility, and all the medical treatment terminology is accurate, just so you know.
All right.
There you go.
It's still a fake show. I mean, okay, yeah, let's take a look at that. Anyways, all right. Hey, you know what? Seriously, though, we wish the best for you, and hopefully you can. And a lot of, these inspiring people who are commenting are like, hey, man, you got this. You're fine.
Yes.
Hopefully that kind of, makes you filled with confidence.
Yeah, you got an army of comments here that are rising up behind you saying, this is not a big deal. You have value, and someone is going to see it as far as, a life partner. And if you you get back from the world what you put out in it. So if you walk with confidence, I think you're going to be have different experiences.
And listen, everybody's the same height when you're laying down.
I was waiting for you to get there.
All right, that is group therapy. Thank you, and keep us posted.